Dave and I have been talking about doing another Land Rover or Range Rover build for a while now.
Yeah, we screwed that first one up pretty bad.
Well, we took a nice Range Rover, it was kind of a rusty pile, and we cut it in half and welded it to a Ranger. And ironically, no Ranger fans were that confused or upset about it, but the Land Rover and Range Rover fans, very upset about it.
Yeah, we got a lot of kickback on that one.
And in other places other than America, there's a lot of Land Rovers, and they're like, why don't you guys build another one and really build one right?
Yeah, so this is legit. We're in Denver, we're gonna build a Rover right. We're gonna do this new Defender over here.
Actually, we looked at this brand new Defender. It's a really cool car, V8, really cool suspension. Unfortunately, luxury machine out of our price range.
So we're gonna build this one. This is like a mid-80s to early 90s Defender. These things are super awesome.
And also out of our price range. We need something that is a Range Rover, that's a pile that we can afford.
So we got this thing. It's another Range Rover Classic, but we are not cutting it in half, I promise you that.
Yes, we're not cutting in half. Those things are also ratcheting up in value, but this one is kind of a pile. It's been around the block a few times, and we're gonna make it into a fun wheel and rig and go have a good time in the mountains of Colorado. The first thing we're gonna do is try and make the Range Rover run. We got a new battery in it because it had no battery. We're also finding there's lots of things under the hood that are disconnected. So job one today, try to get the thing to at least crank over, try to figure out if that fuel pump is working, and maybe deal with that ABS pump. So we got a lot of fiddling mechanical work today just to try and make the thing turn over. Working, Dave!
Is there any gas in the tank?
I don't know. Sounds like it's gurgling. Okay, I'm ready when you are.
Turn on the fuel pump.
Fuel pump's on.
It's not starting. It's doing more things than I expected it to, though. That's good.
Yeah?
Ready?
Ready.
It's gonna run. Keep it going. Spray it. Yeah, there you go. Just keep it going. It's a V8, man. It needs a lot of that. There you go.
We got fuel pressure?
Doesn't, all the things are just blinking and weird. The engine sounds really good.
We're gonna change this fuel pump out with the new sending unit, and we're gonna look inside here and see if there's any fuel in the tank. Basically, we're gonna do an entire fuel system up to the engine, and then hopefully we'll be able to get fuel to the engine, and then hopefully it'll run.
Cranking.
No light. So now we're gonna crank it and watch for the oil pressure light to go off, and also watch if the power steering fluid gets sucked down in and we need to fill that up.
All right, cranking. The oil pressure light went off.
Did it go off?
Yeah. Doesn't sound any better.
All right. So the plastic fan shroud's hitting the plastic fan.
Weird.
I love it.
Yes. I love that you love it.
So in the back of this Range Rover, there's this contraption. It's like a giant shock absorber, but it has like some wires running to it. And Jeff explained to us that that's like a load leveling unit. We don't need it, and he said the truck will flex a little bit more if we get rid of it. Amazingly, this giant nut that holds the bottom in came loose, which I was surprised, being as this truck's from New York. And then there's 4 bolts in the top, and this is all it is. But we're not using it, so it's out. Here, Dave, you want this for your next lowrider project?
No. Fred is back there installing the lift kit, or at least breaking bolts loose. And I'm gonna start on the tires and wheels. Wheels and tires are like the coolest part of any of these things, I think. These are a 15 by 10 though. Fred was only able to get like one wheel that fits this car that's a 15-inch. They're black and they're boring, and I'm gonna paint them cool copper and gold. And then we're running these 35, 12, 50, 15 BFGs These are probably one of Fred and my favorite tires, but they are questionable if they're good in the snow. So we are gonna find all that out in a couple of days.
We've removed the old shocks and old coils. We're gonna replace it with a 1.5-inch lift from Old Man Emu. So it comes with new nitrogen-charged shocks and new coils. These coils look weird because they are actually shorter than the factory coil, but it has a higher spring rate. You can see how I can compress this one with my weight on it. The new one, I can hardly compress. That's what will actually give it that 1.5 inches of lift. The rear sway bar on this is like all the bolts that hold it on are so rusted that when I put the impact on them, they just round off. So now I have to go through and cut the nuts and bolts off to get the sway bar off because we're gonna delete that. Then I can finally get onto the shocks and the springs for the lift kit. All right, this is the Gatekeeper, Dave.
No, this is just the gate.
Oh.
Oh, geez. This thing really, the RPM thing, is really doing it.
You want to like
Flop it on its side here? Yeah. Oh, jeez.
that throttle return spring?
I don't know what's going on there exactly.
So we came down that hill and our throttle kind of stuck wide open, and it looks like we need to put a zip tie or wire or something around the throttle cable because it's getting wedged, and I wouldn't stand right in front of it, I guess is what I'm saying, until we get that fixed.
This thing's badass.
It makes lots of noise, but it's like, it really does seem to just work. Let's drive down the road. I want to climb up the hard line. Come on, girl. Come on.
This is pretty fun.
It'll do it this time.
Yeah. A good little pivot for it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's peeling out. Ah, looks like the peel out section. Huh. Do we have to peel out?
I hope not. Bravo, good sir, bravo.
Yes, very nice. With class and style. Oh boy, we're going backwards.
Did we lose transfer case?
I think so.
Yeah, rear drive shaft spinning.
So it broke the rear end.
I think so.
That didn't take long. So since both front axle and rear axle are broken, we've got no drive. We still have sort of like power steering and decent brakes, but now we're just dragging a 5,000-pound weight up the hill. Just 16 minutes ago, we were down at the river. Things were good.
This is where the fun starts. Jeff's gonna pull, Dave's gonna tag along behind, and we're gonna get out of this trail before tomorrow.
I don't think I'm gonna have enough to get both of us up this hill.
It's called a daisy chain. You got this Defender pulling this Range Rover, pulling Dave. Look at that go. Land Rover is fun.